Hello everyone, welcome to the video lecture series of Cryptography and Network Security. I am your instructor Dr. Ramesh Prajapati, and today I am going to discuss the symmetric key distribution using asymmetric encryption. So let's discuss the agenda of this video lecture. The first, simple secret key distribution. Secret key distribution with the confidentiality and authentication. So let's start the first topic, symmetric key distribution using asymmetric encryption. Right. So in a previous two session we have already discussed there are two types of key distribution technique. The first, the symmetric key encryption. Second, public key encryption. In the symmetric key encryption, one secret key for encryption and the decryption of the message. In the asymmetric key, we are using a two key for encryption and the decryption of the message. Now, the symmetric key, there are two types of key distribution. The first, symmetric key and the public key encryption. And the symmetric key again are divided into two parts. The first, the symmetric encryption and the asymmetric encryption. And the public key cryptography again divided into the four part. Now today we are going to discuss the symmetric key distribution using the asymmetric encryption. In the previous session we have already discussed the symmetric key distribution using the symmetric encryption. Today we are going to discuss the symmetric key distribution using the asymmetric encryption. So let's start. The one secret key, the secret key is used in a symmetric key. The two key are used in a asymmetric encryption. So the asymmetric encryption is exchanging the secret key between two parties. So again there are two approaches of a symmetric key distribution using the asymmetric encryption. The first, simple secret key distribution, and the second is a secret key distribution with the confidentiality and the authentication. So let's see the first, simple secret key distribution. So the simple secret key distribution, assume that there are two user A and user B. User A want to communicate with user B, so there is some procedure. So let's see the procedure to communicate with the two user. The first, A generate the public and private key pair and transmit a message to B. That means the first step, user A generate the two key, public and the private key pair, and then transmit the message to B, consisting of a PUA. PUA represent the public key of user A and the identifier of A. It represent the IDA. IDA represent the identifier of user A. Now you can see in this figure there are two user A and user B, or we can say that initiator A and initiator B. Now they want to communicate with each other. So the first, user A generate the public and private key and is sent to the receiver. So here you can see the first step, PUA, is appended with the user identity of IDA. PUA is a public key of user A and is sent to the user B. Now in second step, B generate a secret key KS and transmit it to A. Now receiver receive the message which is sent by the sender A or user A. User B generate the secret key, and the secret key represent the KS. You can see the KS is a secret key and it is generated by a user B, and then transmit to user A. Now you can see in second number step, the KS, the secret key, is encrypted using the public key of user A and is sent to the user A. Now user A only decrypt this message because this is already encrypted by user A, and here we use the public key of user A. So the third step, in the third step, A compute, or it means A decrypt the message. In decrypted message, first the session key or secret key is encrypted with the public key of user A. Now again, this whole message is decrypted using the private key of user A. Private key of user A, it means the PRA represents the private key of user A to recover the secret key. It means if user A want to know the secret key, so the first it decrypt the message, right? And only A can decrypt the message. I already told you, only the A can decrypt the message, because the message is already encrypted by user A using the public key of user A. So user A only decrypt that message. Now in the fourth step, now user A discard the PUA and the PRA and discards the PUA, and B discard the PUA. After successfully transfer the data, the A discards the public key and the private key. Now same, the B also will be discard the public key of user A. So this is all about the simple secret key distribution. Now, but here the one limitation is there. It is insecure because the made in the middle attack is possible in the simple secret key distribution, and we already discussed what is made in the middle attack. Now let's see the scenario how the made in the middle attack will be possible in a simple secret key distribution. So let's see the one attacker. If an attacker attacker represents the E and has control of the intervening communication channel. Now the attacker E compromise the communication in the following fashion without being detected. That means it observes the message which is sent by the sender. The same in simple secret key distribution, the user A already generate the public key and the private key. Now the same thing, the attacker generate the public key and the private key. It means here you can see the first A generate the public key and private key pair and transmit message to B, consisting of a PUA, which is public key of user A, and identifier of A that represents the ID. Now the same E, it means the attacker is intercept the message during the transmission. User A send the public key of user A and the IDA to user B. During the transmission of the message, the attacker will intercept the message and create its own public and private key. And the pair of public key and private keys are PUE. E represent the attacker and PU represent the public key of attacker. PRE represent the private key of attacker. And transmit the PUE and IDA to B. Instead of PUA and IDA, the attacker will send the PUE and IDA to B. Now the B generate the secret key KS and transmit E PUE comma KS. It means the KS session key or secret key is encrypted using the public key of attacker. Now E intercept the message. It means the E capture the message and learn the KS. With the help of KS, the secret key or session key, at computing the D PRE, it means the private key of attacker, and the whole message is encrypted. The session key is encrypted using the attacker's public key. Now E transmit the session key is encrypted using the public key of user A to A. Now the result is both A and B knows the KS and are unaware that KS has also been revealed to E. It means user A and B unknown network, the attacker is there and attacker has already captured the message. So this is all about the man in the middle attack. Now the second technique, or second type, the secret key distribution with the confidentiality and the authentication. Let's discuss uh, various steps are there in a secret key distribution with the confidentiality and authentication. So now, how to achieve the confidentiality and the authentication in the secret key distribution? So the let's see the first step. User A uses the B is a public key to encrypt a message to B containing an identifier of A IDA and the nonce N1, which is used to identify this transaction uniquely. So here you can see, consider this scenario: user A, and user B. User A and user B want to communicate with each other. So the first, user A send one encrypted message to user B. User on user A side, it appended the IDA, identity of user A, nonce N1 is encrypted using the public key of user B, because the public key will be shared to all the users in the network. So the public key of user A is known by all the users in the network, and the public key of B is also known by all the users in the network. So the first, before the first step, user A share his public key to user B. Same user B is also share his public key to user A. Now in the first step, A uses the B's public key now. So PUB returns the public key of user B, and it encrypt the message using the ID A is appended with the nonce N1 and is sent to the receiver. Now in the second step, you can see B send the message to A encrypted with the PUA and containing A's N1 nonce as well as new nonce generated by B and 2, and the presence of N1 in message to assures A that the correspondent is B. It means now the receiver received the message which is sent by the user A. Now receiver encrypt the message with the PUA, public key of user A, and the N1 nonce is already generated by A is also appended, and the new nonce new nonce will be created by user B and it represented the N2 is also appended with this message and it's sent to the user A. Now in the third step, A return N2 encrypted using the B's public key to assure the B that is its correspondent is A. It means now user A return the N2 because N2 is already generated by user B, right? And it encrypted using the B's public key and it's sent to the user B. That means user A encrypt the N2 using the public key of user B. Now user A send this message to user B. Now in the step number 4, A select a secret key KS and send session key is encrypted using the private key of user A, and whole message is also encrypted using the public key of user B to B. It means the M equal to E PUP comma EPRA comma KS. It means the KS represents the secret key or session key is encrypted by user's private key, and again whole message is encrypted using the public key of user B. Now encryption with the B's public key ensure that only the B can read it. It means only the B is read this message, And encryption with the A is a private key ensure that only A could have sent it. It means that with the help of A is a private key, it ensures that okay, only the user A has sent this message. So here you can see the fourth number step, E of PUB, comma E of PRA, comma KS. It means the session key or the secret key is encrypted using the private key of user A. Again, whole this encrypted message again encrypted using the public key of user B. Now in the step 5, the B compute. Now the B compute the D PUA, comma D PRB, comma M. Now user B decrypt the message which is sent by the user A, and here the message is decrypted by user B's private key. Now again it decrypted using the public key of user A to recover the secret key, because the user A has generated the secret key. User B want to recover the secret key, so the user B decrypt the message with his private key, and again it decrypt the message using the public key of user A. Here, how we can achieve the authentication and the confidentiality? You can see the authentication means user B is verify the message has already sent by the correct person. Now confidentiality means that here in both the side we are using the private key and the public key to encrypt and decrypt the message. So the private keys remain the private and the public key will be available for all the users in the network. So here we are encrypt and decrypt the message using the private key of user A and the private key of user B. So the message is provide the confidentiality. So here now in this scenario we achieve both the confidentiality and the authentication, because user B authenticate the user A, same user A is also authenticate the user B. Okay, I hope you clear this idea. Thank you.